Hey everyone, we are back, week 8 of our weekly update. We are back to school time, so things are going to be just a little bit slower for the last week's numbers for sure. Hope everybody had their kid drop off and that whole back to reality situation went well today. So we'll be pretty quick. We'll just talk a little bit about the market and what's coming up this week, and then get into the numbers. So this coming week, we'll have Bank of Canada making a decision tomorrow, and we'll also be getting the August numbers from Treb as well. So we'll be able to dig a little bit deeper next week into both of those. We are hoping that Bank of Canada is going to pause the rates tomorrow. The GDP came down a little bit, so hopefully that will play a factor into helping pause it. But as we are aware, what happened in January when they did pause it, and we saw a lot of action there. So will that happen again? There's still a lot of people waiting on the sidelines for if they're going to raise it or not. So September is going to be an interesting month, because August, for the most part, is usually one of the slowest months for listings and transactions. So that's what we're going to be seeing in the numbers that I'm going to be talking about. So over the next few weeks, it's going to be really interesting to see what will happen, and Bank of Canada decision will really impact what will happen for the coming months. And if they don't raise it, will they raise it again later in the year? That may be something that they may have to do if the numbers do kind of spike up again, like how they did in the first quarter of the year, when they did pause it, and then they had to do the rate increases again in June and July. So we don't want to see something like that again, but if they do pause it, then things may pick up a little bit, and that may cause inflation to come up again too. So we'll wait for the inflation numbers as well too, so that'll be interesting to see. So next week is going to be really interesting to see for the numbers. So we'll get into it. Things are pretty flat overall. So downtown surrounding areas, price is pretty flat. Active listings actually went down. Sold firm, same amount. Months of inventory is down, and days on market is around the same. So don't look into it too much, because as I said, August is usually one of the slowest months, especially the last week before back to school. Everybody is just kind of just organizing for this first week of back to school, right? So these numbers are going to be a little skewed, I believe, and then I do think we will start to see things kind of pick up listing wise, maybe sold wise, but more so months of inventory wise. So condos for the downtown surrounding areas, prices went up a little bit. Active listings down, 50 sold compared to 63 to last week, and months of inventory is around 4. Days on market around the same. So, and then Don Mills area, we saw one sale again compared to the same thing as the week previous. Active listings down, months of inventory down. So we saw that across the board for condos as well. Just over 600,000. So you can check the numbers out in the blog there in the post. And then for the lease side, Davisville, Mount Pleasant, Yonge and Eglinton area, prices actually went up a little bit, but again, these pockets have some pricier homes, so the prices will fluctuate, but overall pretty flat. Active listings around the same. Months of inventory around the same. So it's pretty flat overall for the condo as well. Prices are up, but again, there's some pricier condos there, so they can fluctuate. Active listings are around the same. Months of inventory is around the same. Days on market around the same. So pretty flat overall compared to the previous week. And so in the Durham area, we saw prices pick up a little bit. Active listings down, and everything pretty flat overall. For the condo side as well, prices down just a little bit. Active listings just down a little bit. So overall, we saw what we expected for the month of August, and for the last week of August especially, being pretty slow overall. But it is kind of interesting to see that there are some sales still happening. just in the pockets that we are talking about, we're seeing about 300, yeah, 300 sales for these four little pockets for condos and freehold. So things are moving. And then we'll talk about again about the August monthly numbers from TREB and then Bank of Canada again next week. So hopefully we have some good-ish news from the Bank of Canada regarding the rates, and then we'll dig a little deeper into the August numbers, and I'll be able to give you a little bit more insight on the overall market and what we are to expect for the fall market. All right, appreciate it, guys, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one.